What's going on, everybody? Long time no see. My name is Jared Grubel, one part of Royal Bettors. Jake will be back with me on Tuesday as we're going to be starting back up full time again after a little bit of a break. I got a 7-game NHL card to break down with you guys today. We finally have been starting to pick it up. Hopefully, you guys have been following the plays on Twitter at Royal Bettors at Jarek_Rubel11. Yesterday, we hit a shutout prop. Marc-Andre Fleury, 2-0 win in Montreal. Plus 850 ticket cashed. We went 8-3-1 yesterday. It was a very, very good day. Up almost 20 units. And we're going to try and keep that going here. I'm finally starting to feel good about it. We needed a really good day under my belt, and that's exactly what we got. The record improves here to 114, 150, and 6. Not great, but it's definitely better than where it's been, and we're up almost 20 units here as of late, so we're definitely improving on the season, as I said we would. Now we'll get into today's slate of games, and we'll kick things off nicely here with the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Washington Capitals, good old Metropolitan Division rivalry. Penguins plus 125 here on the road. Capitals minus 145 home favorites. Over under 5.5, shaded to the over. I tend to do both teams to score first in the period here, first period. It's plus 170 today, but I'm not going to go with that. I'm just going to stick with the regular first period over minus 125. We tend to see goals early between these two teams when they meet, early on in the year. I expect a big effort from both captains, Crosby and Ovechkin. No Gensel or Rust for Pittsburgh, so that's going to be kind of an issue for them. Rodriguez has come on strong as of late. He's up on the top line for the Penguins. If Washington were to win, it'll put him back in first place in the whole entire league over the Minnesota Wild. But I'm just going to go ahead and take a simple shot here with the first period over here and hope that we get probably a 1-1 period after the first. That's normally what I would expect between these two teams in the first couple of meetings. It's 1-1 after the first. It tends to happen quite a lot. It was successful for me through the first 3 meetings last year. I don't know why I'm not going to do the both teams to score today, but I'm just going to keep it simple with the first period over minus 125. So that's the play in Pittsburgh, Washington. Should be a good game in that one. First time since last season those two teams have met up. One of my favorite rivalries in hockey, Crosby, Ovechkin. You can never go wrong with it. The whole team. Tom Wilson gets involved. Everybody hates that guy. So Pens, Caps, first period over. Give me some fireworks early in that one. Next game up here, the Nashville Predators and the New Jersey Devils. Basically a pick'em. Minus 105 Predators, minus 115 Devils. Over under 6 plus 100, so shaded to the under. It's looking like Connor Ingram's going to get the start here for the Preds in this back-to-back spot. He had a decent outing, I should say, versus Minnesota earlier in the year. That was his first ever game, but he was then shelled by Edmonton not too long after that. Each of his first 2 starts, the first period over has hit. And recently, 5 of the last 6 Preds first periods have gone over the total, thanks to them being able to score goals early. I think we see a quick pace and goals early here in this one. Devils aren't exactly the most consistent team scoring early on, but I think they'll be able to get one here on the Preds' third string tonight. And I definitely think the Preds are going to come through here early in this one. I like the first period over again in this game, minus 125. So first 2 games here, we're rocking with the first period over. Washington, Pittsburgh, Nashville, New Jersey. Moving along here, we got New York and Buffalo here. A little battle in New York. Rangers minus 185. Lines moved a little bit since last night, as it should. Buffalo plus 160 at home. Over under 6 is a pick'em. This is Rangers line, it's got to be where it's at, especially last night when I grabbed it because of the goaltending situation. And, Georgiev isn't that bad, if you ask me. If you could book Georgiev here, minus 115 in regulation, which is a play I grabbed, Rangers in regulation, minus 115, there's no way that Jonas Johansson should be a minus 300 favorite with the Avalanche. You hear me out with that? If you think that the line should be, this close to a pick'em in terms of, I wouldn't say pick'em, but the regulation line's close to even money, but Colorado's minus 250 in regulation. Just doesn't really make sense to me. Jonas Johansson's 10 times worse than Georgiev. I like the Rangers in regulation here, minus 115. And here's a good stat. Teams are 12-5 in their last 17 games to cashing. The team total over 3.5 against Buffalo. That's basically since November 1st. Outside of Edmonton, every team in a playoff spot was able to cash that team total over 3.5. Even the Jackets and the Kraken were able to put up over 3.5. I think they both put up 7 on Buffalo. So I like the Rangers to get 4 here tonight. I grabbed the team total minus 105 last night. I don't think the Sabres can keep up in the goal scoring department, so I went ahead and grabbed Rangers in regulation, like I said. I feel that if the Rangers get 4, they'll be able to win quite comfortably tonight. So that's the reason behind both of those picks. Rangers in regulation and the team total over 3.5. Regulation line's minus 115, I got it. Team total, I got minus 105. Next game here, the Red Wings and the Avalanche. Here's the minus 400, basically, the Avalanche are. Like, you can't book Jonas Johansson like this in Georgiev. Like, the discrepancy there in the goaltending is ridiculous. But Avalanche, minus 390. Wings, plus 295 here on the road. Over under 6.5, shaded to the under. Yeah, I'm going to tell you it's probably going to go over, but I ended up doing a game parlay with Colorado first period and Colorado in regulation. It comes out to plus 140. These combo bets, I think, are the only way to go in like these crazy lined games. I mean, these Avalanche first periods have been insane as of late. 4 goals combined in the first period in Toronto and Ottawa, 7 combined in the Flyers game, and 3 in the Rangers game. And I think this is a spot here where the Wings are going to be on that bad end of the back-to-back and bad end of the first period here. I mean, the Avs haven't exactly been off to the best first periods. They've given up a lot. But I think this is a spot where the Avs are going to lead about 3-1 after the first period here. They're able to come back home. It wasn't too long of a road trip. They just went to Eastern Canada. Wings are here a second of a back-to-back after not being able to score on the Blues' third string last night. They got walloped 6-2. Now you're going into the high altitude. Colorado's rolling here, scoring a ton of goals. I mean, the Blues, Nathan Walker, I kind of heard of that guy. Some of these guys, I don't even remember the names off the top of their heads. I hadn't heard of them, but, like, the Wings let these guys kick their ass. And I think the Wings are on the wrong side of that 5-game win streak they were on now. Giving me the Avs to lead here after the first and after 60 minutes, plus 140. This could be like an 8-2 game if I'm going to be honest. Maybe an 8-3 final. I mean, Wings could get some here on Johansson, but I think this is going to be a spot where Colorado's just going to take it to them. So Colorado first period and in regulation for me, parlayed plus 140. Another big line game here to talk about just for a little bit, not much. Panthers minus 340 on the road. Coyotes plus 265 at home, over under 6, shaded to the over. I'm not really going to bet this game. I don't have a play on it. I have a bad feeling that the Yotes might actually show up tonight. Something about this Panthers team, like, obviously the goal scoring, like, I mean, Arizona's got the least amount of goals for in the league. Florida's got the most. Like, something about this just feels like a trap to me. Like, it obviously, Florida could absolutely blow them out of the water here, no questions asked. But something about it doesn't sit right with me. But I got a cool prop that I'm going to put in this game, and you could stay tuned for that when we get to the prop section. But as you know, just for the game as a whole, I don't really have a play, total, or side on it. I'm just going to sit. I probably won't even watch this one, to be honest. There's probably other stuff I'm going to be interested in. But nothing for me on Florida, Arizona. 2 more games to talk about here. Winnipeg Jets, Vancouver Canucks. Winnipeg plus 125 here. The lines moved a little bit. Vancouver minus 145. Over under 6, shaded to the under. I got Vancouver minus 120 last night. I'm going to hop back on that Canucks bandwagon. One thing to look out for in this game, though, is their Canucks here going for 10 straight first period draws. The game has been tied now after the first period in 9 straight games for the Canucks. I'm not going to bet it, but I'm going to throw that out there for any of y'all if you want to. I believe it's around like plus 140, so it's a decent price. But in terms of like this actual game, these Canucks home games, like Demko's been terrific. I mean, all of them, you look, not like all of them, but most of these Canucks games, they're losing like 3-2 at home. And it's just barely, you know, I'd say like 65-70% of these games are 3-2 as well at Rogers Arena. I think that the Canucks are going to be on the right side of this 3-2 game here tonight. I think it's going to be close. I'm going to take the Canucks to go ahead here, make it 5 wins in their last 6, their 3rd straight under Bruce Boudreau. They were able to beat the Jets at home earlier this year, and that was the first time they had done that in over 3 years. Jets have gone into Vancouver and beaten them up pretty good. Give me Vancouver here, even as a favorite. I like the way that they've let the skaters like Besser, Pedersen, Hoglander, Miller open up a little bit. The defense has been tight here as of late. They've allowed 1 goal here under Bruce Boudreau. They shut out the Kings and allowed 1 to the Boston Bruins. That got all the way to a shootout. Second of a back-to-back here for the Jets. Eric Comrie's in net. I mean, Comrie's been decent for him. I don't really look too into that. But I am going to like the Canucks here. I think they're going to keep it rolling here and make it 5 wins out of their last 6. Give me the Canucks here on the money line, minus 120. So Vancouver to get the job done there against the Winnipeg Jets. One more game to talk about here, and that's the Flyers and the Golden Knights. The Flyers here plus 220, Knights minus 275. Line has gotten juiced a little bit from where I grabbed it last night. Over under 6 shaded to the over. I went with Vegas -1.5 plus 105 and the Vegas team total -105. Hear me out. I know Vegas sucks at covering puck lines at home this year. They've only covered it 3 times. I think they'll get their 4th cover tonight. What on earth has gone wrong with the Flyers? I mean, they're an absolute disaster. They haven't won a game since November 16th versus Calgary, which was a goalie win. And looking back at their last 5 wins, most of them have been goalie wins. Their last 5 wins, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 3-0, 2-1. I mean, just dead unders, no goal scoring whatsoever. And if they want to win, they're going to have a fantastic outing from most likely Carter Hart, because I don't think they're going to play Martin Jones. So, I mean, they're going to need that, or they're going to have to score goals, and they haven't been able to score goals whatsoever here. I mean, Vegas has scored 5 goals in 4 out of their last 6 games. I mean, they're just burying the puck in the back of the net here like it's nothing. They're finally healthy. Wild Bill Karlsson's back. Pacioretty's been killing it as of late. Give me the Knights to go ahead and cover here and cash the team total over 3.5. So VGK plus 105 on the puck line and -105 on the team total over 3.5. So that is the Friday card here in the NHL. Go ahead and throw up my picks for the evening. Again, you'll see it on your screen. The Canucks money line. Devils Preds first period over 1.5. Rangers in regulation. Rangers team total over 3.5. Knights -1.5. Vegas team total over 3.5. Colorado first period / Colorado in regulation parlay. And the Penguins and the Caps first period over 1.5. No idea why that screenshot ended up out of order, but that's just how the app decides to write it out. So we'll hop on over to props here. Thank you guys for sticking around here. We're over about 12 minutes into this video. Kick things off with the props. We'll start with the goal scoring department. I like Sidney Crosby plus 185 to get a goal here against the Washington Capitals. One of these games here where he knows he's going to have to get up for and win against a top team in the league. He's centering Evan Rodriguez on that top line. I think those two could come in on the score sheet. No really point props for Rodriguez. I don't know if I want to end up picking him to score. I didn't. And plus, I mean, he's only like plus 240. I don't really like the value on that for him. So I just went with the captain plus 185. He likes to show up in these big games here against Ovechkin. So Crosby to score a goal. Alex Newhook, he's been a guy here 3 straight games with the goal. Got him plus 270. This is just more of a spot where I think the Avs are going to get like 7 or 8 goals, and he'll probably end up getting one of them here. He's been awesome on that second line here with Kadri out. So Alex Newhook plus 270. He's been killing it as of late. Here's the fun ones here. This is that Florida Arizona game I was talking about. I did Clayton Keller plus 300 anytime goal scorer straight up. I also did him to score the first goal, plus 1,800. Because, okay, he did it against Florida when they played in Florida, won. I mean, you could take with that what you want. But I swear, every single time I see the Arizona Coyotes scoring first, it is Clayton Keller scoring the first goal. I don't exactly remember how many times Arizona has scored first, but only 2 times has he not gotten the first goal. Capo Bianco got one against St. Louis, and Fisher got one in that 2-1 game against the Hurricanes. So other than that, like, Keller gets the first goal for this team. I mean, plus 1,800, why the hell not? I have a bad feeling about Florida tonight. It could just be one of them odd things. I mean, why not have a little bit of fun? I did that with Kopitar, I believe, earlier in the year. Threw out a couple like random first goal score props just for fun. I mean, like plus 1,800, put $2 on it. Like, come on, have a little bit of fun here. Gambling's not only, I mean, it could be, try to take it seriously, but it's supposed to be fun too. Like that Fleury shutout, fun, but I was dead serious about it last night. Jake and I had been talking about that for over a week. We've been waiting. We were like, if he loses to the Rangers, Fleury, he's absolutely going into that home province of Quebec and shutting out the Canadians because the Canadians can't score. And that's exactly what happened. So those are the goal props. I got a couple point props here, / like assists, power play points, etc. I got Kreider over half a point minus 135. I thought that was actually very generous minus 135 for him against Buffalo. I definitely see the Rangers throwing a lot on here. Maybe 5-6 goals for them. Makar over half assist minus 120. Same exact situation. I think there's going to be a lot of goals scored for the Avs in that one. Makar should be able to register a point in that one, and I would imagine it would be an assist rather than a point. So I went with the value there instead of just taking an absurd amount of juice on the point. Because I don't know if, I mean, Newhook has worse odds than Makar to score a goal. So I was like, I'm not going to take Makar to score a goal. And then finally, Yossi power play point plus 225. The Preds have the second best road power play in the NHL. So now that is an angle I'm going to be looking at in a lot of their road games for them, for Yossi to at least record a power play point. Seems like it should be almost automatic, even though he didn't last night. He ended up getting, I don't remember if he got credited with the winner or not, or if he got tipped, but he played a big factor in that goal with 11 seconds left in regulation last night. So Yossi's feeling himself here as a late, and with that Preds power play on the road. Plus 225, give it to me. So that's the props one more time. Crosby, Newhook, Keller to all score goals. Keller to score the first goal. Again, that's plus 1,800. I mean, put $2 on it. Why not? Let's have some fun. Kreider minus 135 to record a point. Makar minus 120 to get an assist. And Yossi plus 225 to get a power play point. Hopping on over here to DFS. But before we do, I want to thank everybody for watching this live and who's watched this as a video. I appreciate all the support. Be sure to hit that like button. Follow us on Twitter. Follow me at Jarek_Ruble11. You see it where my finger's going to go over here. You see the little bubble. And Jake at JakeElder19. He'll be back on Tuesday. The show is Royal Bettors on Twitter. Exactly the same name as the YouTube channel. And yeah, appreciate the support. We're almost to the halfway point here in this hockey season. And we're starting to get back in the plus money category here. I mean, the last week and a half here have been really, really good for me. This is starting to feel how I felt last year. So I'm hoping that we could finally keep good times rolling. I was thinking to myself, I was consistently bad, then I was consistently 500 for 2-3 weeks. Now I'm thinking I better be consistently good for the rest of the year, for however long it might last. But just trending upward slowly as the season has gone on. So that's that. We'll hop into the DFS here. Got my centerman here. Dawson Mercer scored a goal in this last game, power play goal. I mean, I think they're going to be scoring here against Connor Ingram and not for the Preds. It's a cheap option, so I went with him at center, along with Sidney Crosby, who I mentioned I like to get up in this big game here against the Washington Capitals. I like the Penguins captain to have a big game here. These wingers, though, are where I really like it. Brock Besser, goals in back-to-back games, points in 3 straight. It seems like he's opened up his game a little more here under Bruce Boudreau. Good to see from them. And Canucks and Besser as a whole. I think he could find the back of the net here against Comrie and the Jets. Chris Kreider's just been awesome every single night for the New York Rangers. I think he's got good opportunity to have a 2 or 3 point night here against the Buffalo Sabres. Pacioretty, winger, he's scored the game winner last night Wednesday night against the Dallas Stars. He had over 5 shots on goal. This guy's been putting shots on net like it's nothing. I like Pacioretty. I mean, if he gets a goal and an assist plus all those shots, he's going to be well over 15 fantasy points. So you got to rock with Max Pacioretty. My defenseman, Kel Makar, for the reasons I mentioned in the props. I mean, I think Colorado could score 7 or 8 tonight, and Makar could factor into 3 of them, maybe 4. I mean, the Avs have just been scoring at will here as of late. Damon Severson's on a modest 3-game point streak here. He's got goals, I believe, in back-to-back games, if I remember that correctly. Don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but cheaper option here for the Devils on defense. Again, same kind of thought with Mercer. And with the way Severson's been playing, if they could get some here on Ingram, I like the fact that those two will factor into the scoring. Thatcher Demko is going to be my goalie. Mentioned Canucks home games are always 3-2, and it's a big part because Thatcher Demko is a really good goalie. And I think the Canucks are going to be on the winning side of the game tonight. I can see the Jets getting some shots, but the Canucks have only allowed 1 goal here in 2 games under Bruce Boudreau, so let's go ahead and ride the defensive wave here with Vancouver. Then my utility player is Alex Newhook. Again, he's been splendid here the last 3-4 games for the Colorado Avalanche, goals in 3 straight. I like him to continue it here against the Red Wings team, who I think is in a bad spot here tonight against the Colorado Avalanche. So, recap on the lineup. You can see it on your screen. Crosby, Mercer, Besser, Pacioretty, Cale Makar, Damon Severson, Thatcher Demko, and Alex Newhook. You go ahead and take a screenshot of that if you'd like. And I'll go ahead and toss the plays up one more time if you'd like to take a screenshot of that. Again, all plays will be found on my Twitter at Jarek_Ruble11 and at Royal Bettors on Twitter. And this show right here is the only place you can find out where the best bets are, because we don't really share on Twitter what our best bets are. That's for you guys to come in here, watch these videos, and figure out what our favorite place of the nights are. Best bets were off to an awful start to the season, but we haven't done a show for a while, and all my best bets, even though I haven't posted best bets, I promise you they've been hitting. I've been doing pretty good. I've been feeling better about my NHL plays here. But my best bet tonight here is going to be the Rangers team total over 3.5 minus 105. Sabres here have been giving up 4 religiously to playoff teams, and the Rangers are exactly that. So give me the Rangers to bury 4 pucks in the back of the Sabres net tonight. Want to thank everybody for watching, whether you watch this live or watch it as a video here. We got 20 minutes elapsed. And I will be live with you again tomorrow, hopefully 10 in the morning, because we got a noon game to talk about. The Lightning and the Senators. They kick things off in the early slate for the NHL, followed by a massive Saturday evening card. I already have a lot of plays locked in for that, so be sure to stay tuned in for that. I'll be live tomorrow, hopefully 10 a.m. I'll let you know if anything changes for that, but that's the plan. All by myself. Jake will be back Tuesday. So thanks everybody for tuning in. I'm Jarek Rubel, and I will catch you all tomorrow for another edition of Royal Bettors. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.